Hi, I'm Megan, and today I'm going to show you how to play Foundations of Metropolis. This is published by Arcane Wonders for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, and it plays in around 60 minutes. To set up, you're going to place the main board in the center of the table. Depending on the number of players will depend on which side of the board you use. If you're playing 3 or 4 players, you're going to use this side of the board, which has more lots. Or if you're playing 2 players, you're going to put this side of the board, which has fewer lots. Then you're going to place this board in the center of the table, the score tracker, and then you're going to give each player a player board. Also give each player their lot markers, which they'll place here on their board, and 2 scoring cubes, one for population and one for prestige. Then assign someone the first player and give them the first player token. The first player gets 5 coins, second player gets 6, then 7, and then 8. Then you're going to shuffle the deck, and depending on player count will depend on if you take out any cards. So if you're playing with 2 players, you're going to take out all the cards that say 3+ and 4 players. If you're playing with 4 players, you keep all the cards, and if you're playing with 3 players, you're just going to remove the ones that say 4 players. So I've removed all the ones that say 3+ and 4 players. Then you're going to deal 6 cards to each player. Then you're going to shuffle the rest of the cards and divide it equally into 3 equal stacks. So it says to just approximately divide it into 3 equal stacks, or you can just count it out and do it that way. Then deal 6 of them face up on the board here. Then each player is going to take their 6 cards that they were dealt and place their lot markers on those spaces. So I got F1, F4, A6, C6, B7, and C1. And you'll do that for every player. Every player is going to do that. And then keep your cards in a personal discard pile. That way, if you ever forget which lot marker is whose, you can go back and look to see if you have that card. Also give each player a player aid, front and back. And that's pretty much it for setup. So I'm setting up as a 2-player game, except I only have 1 player color out here. So in a 2-player game, you would also have another player's lot markers out on the board. So on your turn, you can do one of 3 things. You can purchase a lot from the deed board, you can gain income, or you can construct a building. To purchase a lot from the deed board, you're going to pay the cost above the card. Then you take that card, shift all the cards down, refill it, and then you're going to take one of your lot markers and place it on that space. And then put this card in your personal discard pile. If you don't have any lot markers left, you cannot purchase a card. To construct a building, you simply take one of your buildings on your board that matches, say I had this instead. I can take a size 3 building and replace those lot markers like that, and put my lot markers back on my board. That makes it so that now I can buy more lots. When you construct a building, you can never replace the same size building. You always have to build higher. You always have to build greater than the space that it takes up. So I cannot replace this 3 with this 3 because they're the same size lot. You always have to increase the size. Same goes for this. I couldn't replace this with this because they're both size 3. But I could do something like this, where I have 2 1s out, and I can replace both those 1s with a size 2. And anytime you replace buildings, you just put them back on the board where they came from. You could also do something like this. If I had lot markers here and a building there, a size 2 building, I can take a size 3 building and remove this. So this was originally here. So now that I've removed this building, I will place a lot marker there because I left an empty space. And you can increase this 3 to a 4. Or you can replace 2 2s with a 4. I'm just giving you more and more examples. So when constructing buildings, one thing you can't do is you can't replace that 4 with a size 2. You can't replace it with 2 size 2s either. That would not be allowed because you always have to increase its size. So that's pretty much how constructing a building works. You just always have to increase the size. And then if you ever leave empty spaces because the building took up a space and it's no longer in that space, you place your lot marker there because you still own that space. And then the final action you can do is take income. So let's say I had some stuff out here. So the amount of income you take is 5 money, 5 coins, plus however many coins are showing on your player board. So right now I've got 3, 4, 5 showing. So I would get 10 coins. 5 for you initially get 5. If you don't have any of these money spots showing, then you only get 5. But if any of these money spots are showing, you get that also. And that would be your whole turn, is just taking income. This game is played in 3 rounds, 3 years. After all the cards from year 1 have gone, so say we have only these cards left. Once the final card is purchased and there's none left, you're going to do the end of year scoring. So for end of year scoring, you're going to gain money equal to the value shown on your player board. So I would get 3, 4, 5 money. Then you're going to gain, and it shows it all right here of how you score. Then you're going to gain prestige, which is victory points, equal to the value revealed on your player board. So I have 5, 6, 7. So the stars are prestige. Then you're going to gain prestige for adjacent buildings as shown on the icons on buildings of the board. So you're going to gain prestige for your civic buildings, and I'll come back to civic buildings in a minute. And then players will gain prestige for population. If I'm at 5 population and say I'm in the lead, I'm going to put some more cubes out here just for an example. So I'm at 5 population, I'm in the lead. So I will get 5 prestige, plus I get the population bonus because I'm in the lead. So I would get 9 prestige, 5 plus 4. The other players get prestige equal to the population in front of you. So green gets 5 prestige, and red copies green and gets 3 prestige. So hopefully that made sense. That's how it works. You get you gain prestige equal to the position of the player ahead of you on the population track. And the person in the first place gets that population bonus, and the population bonus increases each round. So it goes from 4, 7, 10. Now I'm going to set up an example for civic buildings. Okay, so say this is how it looks at the end of the game. So after the last card has been bought in the final round, then you go to scoring. The first thing you're going to score is for lot markers. You get 1 point for every lot marker you have on the board. So red would get 2 points and purple gets 1 point. Then you're going to gain prestige equal to the money value on your board. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, so I would get 6 points because I have 6 money showing. Then you gain prestige equal to what's showing on your board. So I have 5, 8, 9, 10. So I would get 10 points for that, for the stars showing on my board. Then you're going to score civic buildings. And I'll come back to that in a minute. And then you're going to gain prestige equal to population as usual, with the population bonus being 10 in the final round. So for civic buildings, I'm going to try and zoom in here. So for civic buildings, they're the ones that have these slashed lines on them. They score based off of what other buildings are around them. So for example, this building here scores 2 points for every money. So you're going to count the money values of every building that is touching this building. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be 6 times 2. So this building would score 12 points. Then we have this building here, which is 1 point for every population. There's 6, 10, 12 population around this building. So that scores 12 points. This one here also scores 1 for every population. That one only scores 4 points. This one scores 3 population, or 3, sorry, not population, prestige, 3 prestige for every civic building it's touching. It's touching 2 civic buildings, so it gets 6 points. This one here scores 2 per money. It's got 3, 4, 5, 6 money, so that would be another 12 points for that one. This one scores 1 point for every money, so that's 2 points. 2 points for every civic building, so that's 4 points. This one scores 1 point for every building, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings, so that scores 4 points. This one is also 1 point for every building, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that scores 5 points. So hopefully that makes sense of how all the different all the civic buildings score. One other building type that I did not put out here is this one. We're going to place it right here. This is 1 point for every 2 population. So there's 6, 10, 12 population here. You get 1 point for every 2. So you would get 6 points. And that is how the civic buildings score. Hopefully that made sense. I went over all the different types of civic buildings. Hopefully you were able to see by looking at an example. And that's pretty much the whole game. You just do that for 3 rounds. And just look at let me zoom back out. Just look at the part of the board here to know how to score it. You just follow this and it's pretty easy. So once year 1 ends, you'll start from year 2. I didn't explain that, but you're always going to be drawing from year 1 until year 1 is over, and you don't refill with year 2 until you've done scoring and everything. So that's it for Foundations of Metropolis. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos about how to play and solo playthroughs and 2-player playthroughs. And if there's any games you'd like to see me play or teach, let me know down in the comments. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.